Now, a lot of changes are taking place right now in the UK, lots of good news, and well, let's say a few bad news. But in today's video, I've got a fantastic news to share with you guys, and if you're someone who is interested in that, do watch this video right to the end. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I just want to say a warm welcome to you. Thank you for stopping by, and also for my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you guys for always watching my videos and always sharing my videos. I really do appreciate. And if you're here for the very first time, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK, studies in the UK, like everything about UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, do stick around, click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, let's quickly dive right into today's video. Guys, I've got fantastic news to share with you in today's video, and if you have been following me from when I started creating content around how you can migrate to the UK and up until now, you will know that I'm a carrier of good news. I don't really like sharing bad news on this channel, so today I've got fantastic news to share with you. Recent updates by the UK government about the new visa that is set to be launched soon, so you can start preparing. Like we all know, we've got lots of visas already existing, so for them to launch a new visa, that means they still need more people to come to the UK, right? A lot of you have been messaging me telling me that you think that you can't be able to make it to UK. Guys, this is not when to give up. This is when to keep applying for jobs. If you want to come to study, I start applying for schools. Like right now, a lot of schools are filled up, even for January start, even May. So if you're looking at coming to the UK sometime next year, let's say September, this is the best time for you to start your process. In as much as we have heard that the Home Office, Zoella, wants to put a cap on migration and all of that, guys, that shouldn't make you give up, because even if she's putting a cap on people migrating to the UK, it doesn't really mean that it's going to affect you, especially my subscribers. So if you're still looking out for UK, to me, I would say UK is one of the easiest countries, maybe because I live in the UK or I migrated to the UK. If you're someone who is already giving up on UK, guys, please don't give up. A lot of good news will definitely pop in. Changes have taken place. Prime Minister, Home Office Secretary, like a lot of things, just the way the changes are taking place. It's the same way a lot of good news will be popping in soon. So a few days ago, the new Prime Minister was talking about launching a new visa that will enable a lot of people to migrate to the UK. Like we all know that they are talking about students migrating to the UK with a lot of dependents, and one of the reasons why they are trying to put a cap on the dependents are coming with the students is because most of the dependents that are coming with the main students, they don't really have skills that the UK is looking out for, which is why the UK government is still trying to create room for more people to migrate to the UK to work. So Rishi Sunak considers growth visas to bring in skilled workers. So this was one of the original plans that Liz Truss had before she was removed as a prime minister, looking at bringing in more skilled workers to the UK, which was an original idea devised by Liz Truss. The prime minister believes that the fast track scheme could be used to tumble boost the economy, so which is why they want to introduce this new visa. So this particular growth visa will enable a lot of skilled workers to migrate to the UK. In as much as they are saying they don't want a lot of dependents to migrate to the UK with the main applicant who is a student, the UK still wants a lot of people that have got skills that will boost the economy. So right now, a new growth visa to bring in skilled workers to plug shortages and boost the economy is being considered by Rishi Sunak. A Downing Street source confirmed on Thursday that the new visa route, an idea devised by the Prime Minister's predecessor Liz Truss, is still being discussed. It's a way to boost economic growth, as earlier said that the UK is really going through like a lot right now, and a lot of skilled workers to come to the UK. Sunak has pledged to bring down net migration to fulfill a 2019 Tory manifesto pledge to do so, but has also backed new visa schemes to attract more highly skilled migrants and entrepreneurs. Earlier this year, as Chancellor, he cited figures showing that nearly half of the UK science, technology and engineering researchers were immigrants, and half of the most innovative companies were formed by an immigrant. So, but to be honest, that's true. A lot of shops, a lot of companies, when you go, they are not really British people. They've got like some companies that are formed by the citizens here. Lots of migrants are those that owns the highest, well, I say the highest number of shops and businesses in the UK. So let's go down. The growth visa emerged from a cross-government project by Ms. Truss aimed at ensuring Britain had sufficient skilled workers to deliver on infrastructure projects on rail, wind and nuclear energy, telecommunications, digital and roads. So you can see that it's not just the healthcare sector that are actually looking for people to come to the UK. A lot of companies are actually struggling with shortages, which is why they are trying to introduce this new growth visa. Lots of highly skilled workers to migrate to the UK. There are fears within the Home Office that figures to be published by the Office for National Statistics on November 24th, which is few days from now, could show net migration at a record high, sparkling a backlash from voters who back Brexit to take back control of the UK's borders. Migration experts said they would not be surprised if net migration passed the previous post-war high of 390,000 in 2015, which would represent a sharp increase from the last total of 239 for the year to June 2021. So Ms. Braverman and Robert Jurek, the immigration minister, are understood to be working on measures to reduce net migration by rearing in the number of dependents that students can bring to the UK and tighten rules for those studying after graduation. So like we know, I don't know if you have been following me on this particular channel, you will know that I talked about Suella, her plans and everything, especially even when she was removed as a home secretary. But she's back again and she's still on that same journey about seeing how she can cut down the number of dependents who can come to the UK. Before, it was not like this, but like we all know that a lot of people are migrating now from their countries. And also for a family of 5, you cannot leave some of your kids back home because you want to migrate to the UK. But what they are doing, and I think in my opinion that one of the things they may be doing in the future is, for instance, if you're coming to do a top-up course in the UK, if you are coming to do a top-up and undergraduate course, you cannot come in with your dependents. And if you're coming for masters and PhD, you can come in with your dependents. So for me, I'm just thinking that with this whole stuff that is happening, maybe the UK government will be thinking of how they could stop people that are coming in for masters to come with their dependents, since it's going to be for a short time. I don't know, but I'm just thinking, because the way they are emphasizing on this dependent thing, to be honest, is alarming. It wasn't like this. I saw the statistics and I did share it in one of my videos. To be honest, a lot of people, especially from Nigeria and India, a lot of them are coming in with a lot of dependents. And why the UK is looking at this is because most of the dependents that are coming with the men students, who I would say the men applicants, are dependent that don't really have the skills that the UK is looking at for. Recently, something happened. Like, I schooled in Coventry University, and I used to see a lot of students, even in church, my place of work, and so on. So one of the students I met recently had a lot of carryovers. I think she had about 4 or so carryovers that she needed to do, and she's finishing from Coventry University this January, like in 2 months time. But because of her carryover, the school have asked her that she will have to do the carryover from her country. She won't have to be in the country like in the UK to extend her visa to be able to do that carryover. She will have to travel back to her country and do the carryover from her country. You can see that in as much as they are talking about cutting down the number of dependents that are coming, they're also cutting down the number of students as well that will be in the UK. So you have to be very careful if you're a student. Even attendance as well. If you're not attending classes, if you're not going for your meetings with your supervisor, if you don't have anything to do with school, they will definitely withdraw your visa. Recently we went to Nigeria House, which is Nigeria Embassy, for our passport, and we saw some students there that their visas have been withdrawn. They have been asked to leave the country. So if you're here in the UK, you're a student, please ensure that you always go when you have your classes, when you have your meeting with your supervisor, or what, just try and make sure you mark attendance. In my time, that was like 10-11 years ago, the law was not really as strong as it is now, but there was a time that we were told that we have to come to the school every week to mark attendance, and that was just once a week. We have to go to the international office to mark attendance. But right now, because the UK is trying to cut that, especially they are looking at students and the dependents, so they are looking at cutting out a lot of things. So they are bringing in things that if you're not careful as a student, once even if you may not even have to finish your study, you will be sent back to your country. Recently, I read an article about someone from Malaysia that came to study, and because the guy has not been attending classes, I'm going to leave the link to that article in the description so you can read it for yourself. So because he has not been attending classes, there is nothing to show that he has been coming to school. He was asked to leave the country in few days. So I'm sure that you wouldn't want to pay that amount of money to relocate to the UK to study. And of course, everybody that is coming to the UK to study, one of the plans they have is to study, get a good job, start a family if you don't have a family, or maybe bring your family if you have a family. I'm sure that after you've struggled to pay that money, paid for your accommodation, your school fees, your transportation, like after you've gone through those stress, you wouldn't want to like come to the UK and start going back. So guys, you have to be very careful. If you're in the UK as a student, be careful of your activities. Now even they're actually looking at those that are even working more than 20 hours. So be very, very careful, because the UK is changing a lot of things and they are making things more, will I say more difficult for students? Yes, more difficult for students in my opinion. So let's go back to the article. Generic said last week that there were areas where fast-track visas would make sense, citing previous examples such as those for health and social care, which had brought in tens of thousands of doctors and nurses to help the NHS. If you remember, I just mentioned that if you're coming to the UK to study, try and look out for things that has to do with health, like look out for courses that you think that once you finish, you will be asked to stay back in the country to work. So however, he said the government also wanted to put pressure on companies to train up more domestic UK staff, given that there were 5 million economically inactive people in the UK. The point-based system we have created has seen a quite big increase in the number of people coming into the country, but our overall long-term objective is to bring down immigration, but to do it in a smart and intelligent way that brings in people that we need for public services, but pushes business and industry to be genuinely more productive so we can raise wages in the country. Home Office figures in August revealed the number of visas for foreign nationals to live, study and work in the UK exceeds 1 million for the first time in a single year. The number of work visas issued to foreign nationals and their dependents hits more than 330,000 in the year to June 2022, which is almost nearly 80%. So as you can see from the article I just read, that in as much as they want people to come to the UK, from what the article said, that they want to see how they can cut this down smartly. So they've introduced a new visa, which is a growth visa, but it has not officially been launched. There is going to be another meeting, I think, from what the article said, on the 24th of November, which is not far from today. So we're going to wait to hear what the outcome of that meeting is, also to know the eligibility criteria and what you will need to apply for the growth visa that Rishi Sunak is currently talking about. So if you're still looking at coming to the UK, like I would always say that the UK for me is the best place that you can migrate to, especially now, in as much as the UK is going through recession. It's still a good place to migrate to. So if you're one of those who are looking for a way to migrate to the UK, don't give up. A lot of openings are coming, like the poultry. I think I shared a video about the poultry sector that was added. Now the application for that visa is closed. In that video I said that you can still apply for this visa next year. So if you're able to get a job in the poultry sector, you can also come on that visa from next year. So if you have missed this year, don't give up, still prepare towards next year. So, and also I uploaded a video recently about a company that is recruiting seasonal workers. So seasonal workers, they could come to the UK, work and go back to their various countries for a maximum of 6 months or 12 months. So if you have not seen that video, do watch that video. The company I mentioned in that video, they are going to start recruiting from January. So watch that video, get in touch with them by January and apply for a job through them. Hopefully you may be one of the people that will get the job to come to the UK to work, and you do not need IELTS for that. We've got a lot of things, like a lot of changes in the UK. So if you're someone who is still looking at coming to the UK, don't give up. There are lots of things coming up, and like I said, I will always come back to share with you once I get the information. Right now I'm going to wait till the 24th, just like they've said, to see the outcome of the meeting they are going to have and whatever updates they have concerning the new growth visa that will allow a lot of people to come to the UK. I will come back and share with you guys. If there is any requirements, if there's anything they are looking out for, I'll definitely come back and share with you guys. And like, you know, I share jobs with visa sponsorship on a daily basis. Do try to apply to those companies. Update your CV if you haven't done that. Write a new cover letter. I've got a video on how you can draft a simple cover letter. Do make use of all those resources and keep applying. To be honest, like, I've got a lot of people sending me testimonies. I haven't even opened some of those messages. Sometimes when I open, I'll see a message that came in 2 weeks ago. Fadira, I'm currently in UK. Fadira, oh, I've gotten my visa, thank you. Oh, I've gotten a job. So I would want to see you too. Also send me that message as well. So guys, I hope you find this video helpful. Like I said, whatever that is being mentioned about the growth visa in the next few days, I will definitely share with you. While you're waiting for that, try and apply to other companies I'll be sharing, and also try and explore other options as well. So thank you very much for watching, and if you have watched this video till now and you're yet to subscribe to join our beautiful family, please do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're going to be the very first person to see that video. And do me a favor by sharing this video with your family and friends. Someone may find it helpful. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye bye for now.